Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Minute on the Mountain. It's about 1:20 in the afternoon on a Saturday. I'm back in the area that I'm planning to elk hunt this year, the same area that I spotted some bulls in about a week ago. I was originally going to get up early and try to get here as the sun was coming up. And I had a couple from church that reached out this week and asked if we could meet this morning, and really glad that we could do that. Was able to answer some of their questions. They're newer. I was able to share the gospel with them, so it was a great way to start the day. But I am excited to be out on the mountain now. Sorry, thought I saw an elk track right there. So I'm going to take and hike up above where I saw those bulls before. I'm going to get on the very top of the ridge so I can glass down in on the other side, and then probably stay up here till dark, probably hike out in the dark so I can just glass as much as I can. It's pretty warm today. It's in the mid 80s. A little breeze, but nothing like the wind last time I was here, which is good. And for the most part, the bugs are out this time since the wind's not as bad. But I'm going to shed hunt up in that area too once I get up into those cedars and junipers where I saw those bulls, because I saw those mule deer up there. That big buck was up there. So anyway, flip this around. I'm just going to work kind of this bare facing slope, gain some elevation, then cut across into the trees. So let's see if we can see something cool today, guys. We just busted a deer. I literally just quit recording, got down to this little grove of junipers. If you can see it down there beneath, staring up at me. Looks like a doe from here, but I'm gonna get the binoculars out and just confirm real quick. If it's a buck, I'll get my bigger camera out, see if we can get some footage for you guys. Oh no, it's a doe. She just turned her head. Yeah, clearly a doe. There she goes, bounding away. Doesn't seem like any of these ridges go all the way to the top. You get up on one and I think, oh, I'll just follow that, and then so I was up on the top of that one, and like it did again here, it just drops down into another canyon. And you come up on the other side. You think that one's going to go all the way up to the top, and then it stops, drops down to another canyon. So lots of ups and downs, a lot of cool little spots for deer and elk to hide down in here. Seen few, well, not even a few, 2 sets of elk tracks so far. So not much sign, and haven't seen any elk droppings. I've seen some deer droppings. This is a very well-defined game trail on this other side, so I'm going to drop down here and use this game trail to hike up. I'm still not in, the majority of the cedars and junipers and stuff where they're going to have cover and shade. So I've been on these barren hillsides, but we just have one more ridge to go, and we're at least going to be in the trees, and then I'll reevaluate from there how I want to get to the top. So I'll drop down here and get up on that other side on that game trail. And here it is right here. Oh, look at, as soon as we get on the game trail, there's droppings right there. Sure you can't see them, but let's see if we can hear them. There you go. Flock of chuckers working up that hillside, right where those green trees are, right in between the trees. Well guys, I just popped over this ridge and there's at least six elk bedded in the trees. On the opposite side, I was out in the open though, so I pulled back over. I'm pretty sure 2 saw me, but they didn't get up. They're still bedded. There's a little tree right here. You can see the top of it. I'm going to come around behind it, see if I can set up my bigger camera and see if I can get you guys some footage. All the ones I could see their heads were cows. Doesn't mean there wasn't bulls up in there somewhere, but the ones I could see were all cows. So let's see if we can sneak up here and keep a low profile and try and get at least some pictures of it for you guys so we don't blow them out of here. Okay guys, there are 11 elk in this little herd, 11 for sure. One spike, it's the same spike I saw last week. The rest are cows and calves. I turned my big camera on, but it had overheated in the sun. So it kept giving me an error message, so I don't think you're going to get any footage, but they're straight across from me in that next ridge. 9 of them are at the top of the ridge, herded up. The spike's about halfway down, and then there's one more cow lower than him. I keep hearing I wouldn't call it a bugle, but it's not really a cow bark either. It's a little gruffer, so I don't know if there's another bull in there somewhere. I've been looking and looking. I haven't found it yet, but 11 for sure, 1 spike, and the rest cows and calves. I'll let you know if I find something else. Altogether, there ended up being 13 elk in that little herd. They just kind of moseyed over the top of this next ridge and down. I'm not going to push any more into this canyon. I don't want to bust them anymore. They didn't run off. They just kind of ambled over the side. In fact, the first 9 kind of deliberately made their way over. The last 4, including the spike, just fed their way over. They weren't in any hurry at all. It's weird to me that that spike is alone with all those cows and calves. I'm not a bow hunter, so I never get to hunt during the rut, but man, I would think it's got to be getting close. So to not see any other bulls around seemed kind of weird, but maybe you guys can comment if you're like, yeah, that's normal. It's, you know, still a couple of weeks away before they really start rutting and stuff. Anyway, what I'm going to do is stay to this side so I don't bump them anymore. Work up this ridge right here and get up on the top and glass over the other side, and then I'm going to come back down this little draw. There's a lot of sagebrush in there. I'm going to come down that little draw and kind of shed hunt on the way out of here. But I want to get up on top where I can see both sides and glass for a while. It's cool to see elk again though. And I mean, they're literally on the same ridge. I saw them when I was here a week ago, so they're not moving a ton. So I think as long as I don't bump them out of here and nobody else does, that's a good sign for us. I haven't seen that 4-point yet that I saw the other week, so certainly keep our eyes out, see if we can relocate him. Elk tracks. Still working up this ridge. Got about 2 more little fault summits to go by, and then I think I'll be on the top. All right, guys, I'm gonna glass here until dark, and I haven't eaten since 8:30 this morning. We're gonna have dinner. We got pasta alfredo with chicken. This is the ReadyWise meals. Got the fire maple all set up. I'm ready to turn it on. Let's see how much water we need. 2 cups. So I will get 2 cups of water in the bag or get it boiling, and then we'll go from there. Pasta alfredo with chicken. It's okay. The noodles are still a little crunchy, and I put the amount of water they recommended. I let it sit the amount of time. You know, a lot of times the backpacking meals, if you put all the water they recommend, are a little soupy. I found these ReadyWise are the opposite. You almost have to put in a little more water than they recommend. Alfredo's not my favorite to begin with, so it's not their fault. But it's salty, really salty actually. You know, normally I add quite a bit of salt. I didn't add any salt to this. The chicken rehydrated pretty well. Chicken's not bad. The noodles just still have a little bit of crunch to them. So I give it like a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as backpacking meals go. So that's the pasta alfredo with chicken from ReadyWise. So that bite had mainly chicken, only a couple noodles. That was better. Elk tracks all in here. Cool thing is I can smell them, and my sense of smell is still really kind of faded because of COVID. So if I can smell them, it's really strong. I'm basically working back down the side that they were in, so I know they've been in this area. I saw them. As I mentioned, I didn't want to go over the ridge that they went over. They went over the other side of this ridge, and I don't want to push them any more than I already have. So I'm just going to drop down through here, kind of get closer to the truck, and set up to glass for evening, so I can position myself on a ridge where I can see kind of the easier alleyways up to that guzzler in case animals are coming in to drink in the evening. So that's the plan. I'm looking for sheds as I'm hiking through here. Kind of thought I'd find one. There's a lot of beds up in here, a lot of deer sign. So we'll keep looking as we make our way down. All right, guys, I got 4 more elk, and I got a different bull. They're so far away, it might be that 4-point from last week. It's definitely not a spike, but even with my spotting scope and with it resting on the truck, the wind's blowing, it's hard to keep it steady. I'm gonna keep watching, see if I can make it out for you, but man, that's great. So we still have at least 2 bulls hanging around here, and I don't think this is that 4-point. I think it's a different bull, so that means we've seen 3 bulls out here. So I figure I'd probably go about 15-20 more minutes before it's dark, so I'll see if I can figure it out what it is for sure and let you guys know. That last bull was a different bull for sure. It was a 5x5, not like a great massive 5x5, but so anyway, that's 3 bulls. They dropped over the other side of the ridge. I'm gonna drive back down to the main dirt road just in case they happen to be down in that little valley. I think I'll be able to see them from there and see if I can glass them a little bit more. And it was just so windy up on the top there that I couldn't keep the glasses steady. But anyway, that's super excited. So now there's 3 different bulls I've seen out here, in the same, roughly within a half a mile, well, maybe a mile of last week. So anyway, I'm gonna head down the bottom here, get on the main dirt road. If I can find them again, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll see you when we get back home. We'll do the minute on the mountain. Thanks. I did see him again. I got a better look. That bull's definitely a 5-point. And just thought I'd show you that sunset, man. GoPro doesn't do it justice. What beautiful colors. So we're heading out. We got a long drive home. It's about 35 miles just on the dirt road to get to the highway. And again, I did not see a single human being today. Let's hope it stays that way when the season rolls around. We've got about a month until the season. So it starts October 7th, and today is September 9th. So 4 weeks exactly from today it opens, and we'll be back out here then. I'm not planning to come out again between now and then. I've been out here twice now. We know there's elk out here. We know there's bulls out here. They've been pretty close to the same place, you know, each time I came out. So no sense coming out and, you know, pushing them out of here. So thanks for coming along, guys. Well, guys, it's time to wrap up this video with the channel shout out and the minute on the mountain. The channel I want to shout out to you this morning is Slab Slayers fishing channel. Right now they've been catching a lot of salmon up on the Pacific Northwest, and just a great channel. I'll put a link in the description. Check them out when you get a chance and tell them Minute on the Mountain sent you. Today's Minute on the Mountain comes from 1 Corinthians. That's where we are in our tour of the Bible. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18 says, "Flee from sexual immorality. All other sins a person commits are outside the body, but whoever sins sexually sins against their own body." You know, it's interesting to me, there are a lot of passages in the Bible when dealing with sin and temptation that talk about standing and fighting it and standing firm. Sorry, we got a train going on behind us. When it comes to sexual immorality, the command isn't to stand, the command is to flee. The command is to run. It's to get as far away from it as we can, because there's something about that area of sin that we just don't stand well. We typically don't stand against temptation. So if there are areas in your life where you're putting yourself in difficult positions, I would just encourage you to get as far away from that as you can. Literally turn and go the other way. Flee from those situations. Anyway, that's the Minute on the Mountain. Maybe the train whistle is an exclamation point for that. Thanks for coming along, guys. We're at about 1,095 subscribers, so we're getting pretty close to the 1,100. Again, at 1,100, we're going to do a giveaway. I've got a rifle scope I'm going to be giving away, some Minute on the Mountain gear and some other stuff. So if you're not subbed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscription button, and we look forward to doing that giveaway here pretty soon. God bless you guys. We'll see you the next time we're out on the mountain.